أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على حي على الفلاح. حي على الله أكبر. الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
الحمد لله رب العالمين، نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره، ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. إنه من يهده الله تعالى فلا مضل له، ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله وصفيه وخليله. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وكل من اهتدى بهديه واستنى بسنته واقتفى أثره. اللهم احشرنا معه واجعلنا تحت لوائه وفي زمرته. اللهم شفعه فينا يوم نلقاك يا رب العالمين. اللهم آمين. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. فاللهم أحينا مسلمين وتوفنا مسلمين وألحقنا بالصالحين. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء، واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم، ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. ثم أما بعد. All praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We praise Him. And we testify that there is no God worthy of worship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is the seal of all of His prophets and messengers. O Allah, shower your peace and blessings on our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and everybody who follows in the righteous path until the day of judgment. Allahumma ameen. No doubt, ya ahbabi, my dear respected brothers and sisters, there is no doubt that every person of us is looking at a happy life, quiet life, good life, free of trouble and problems and what have you, This is the goal of everybody. Nobody is looking for trouble. Nobody wants to be unhappy. This is the goal of everybody. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about this and admitting this in the Quran. And He said, this is going to happen, but only for those who do good. Man amila salihan. Whoever does good, min dhakarin aw untha, male or female, wa huwa mu'min, while having the faith, being a believer, فَلَنُحْيِيَنَّهُ حَيَاةً طَيِّبَةً. We will give him this kind of life. We will give him a good life. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying. Like in subhanAllah, recently we are looking at unprecedented wave of hatred and unacceptance for one another, non-tolerance. It's not only against us, yes, we feel it, and we are following the news, what is happening to Muslims, masajid being burned down. The latest of them, as far as I know, is this masjid in Tampa last week. But it's not only Muslims, it's not only against Muslims. We see vandalism against the Jewish cemetery. I'm trying until now to understand. I know where some people could be coming from, being fanatic or being, hateful to a group of people. But what I cannot really understand, what I have a problem understanding is how in the world somebody would attack a cemetery and why. Those are dead people. Those, regardless of their religion, where they're coming from. Unless this person is really crazy, and actually anybody who is involved in that kind of hate is crazy and mad and what have you, by definition. So we wake up to a bombing after another, killing, bombarding. But this is the reality. This is, even though every single person of us is looking at a good life and quiet life, but this is what we have right now. We see nations being involved in wars, and if you watch any news nowadays, you see wars all over the world, and people are fighting, and immigrants or refugees are fleeing their countries. What's going on in the world? And I was just reflecting, and I look at the Quran. I looked at the Quran, and I found Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioning a lot of this in the Quran in terms of how does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala punish a nation? How does a nation come to an end? How does an ummah or a group of people being doomed? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not in 1 or 2 or 10 ayat, many verses in the Quran, Allah would warn us. He said, this is going to lead you to destruction. This is, I'm warning you, I'm giving you the example of those who were before you. So the reason I'm saying that is to, raise the awareness that some of these I could be involved in. We could be involved in things that could lead us to destruction and being doomed and being punished, and we need to stay away from that. An ayah from the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, and this is a rule, this is a sunnah ilahiyya. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promised for those who work that He will give them. Allah promised for those who do good that Allah will reward them. Allah promised, or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala written, those who go this way, a specific way, as we will quote the ayah, they will take themselves to destruction, to punishment. So He said, قَدْ خَلَتْ مِن قَبْلِكُمْ أُمَمٌ. There has been a lot of nations before you. Again, may I humbly ask my brothers and sisters, no phones during the khutbah, no videos, jazakumullah khair. So قَدْ خَلَتْ مِن قَبْلِكُمْ أُمَمٌ. There has been a lot of nations before you to look at. فَسِيرُوا سُنَنْ فَسِيرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ فَانظُرُوا. So walk around on earth and look and consider what happened to all of these nations. This is what the ayat are saying. كيف كان عاقبة المكذبين. Look, go and look around. How did Allah punish those who denied, those who did not play by the rules of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, those who denied the rules of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So they are there, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ordering us to look into those actions of those nations and how did they come to destruction. Reason is to save our societies and communities from doing like أن يصيبكم مثل ما أصاب قوم نوح أو قوم هود أو قوم صالح وما قوم لوط منكم ببعيد. Prophets, they are reminding the people, like Prophet Shu'aib said, I am afraid that what happened, what befalls the nations of the people of Hud, the people of Salih, people of Hud, I am afraid. He's talking to his people. He said, I fear for you that things like this would happen to you. So why do we think we are immune? Why do we think sometimes we think we are immune against, oh, this is not going to happen to us? Even though we see people doing like the people of Qawm Lut, The people of Lut. It's not just we see it, it's we have advocates and laws and things, and then we read the Quran, and yes, we cry and we take, we reflect on it, but we think we are immune. That happened to the people of Lut, people of homosexuality. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala destroyed them in this way, but it's not going to happen to us because it's just the 21st century. It's not going to happen to us. No, as Muslims, we need to look at the Quran objectively and to learn, not just as a book of history. Oh, this is something that happened in the past. It's not about us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned a lot of nations and groups that He eradicated them because of their actions, because of their sins. And not only the Quran, actually, if you read any book of history, including sometimes in the Muslim Ummah history, what doomed and what are the causes of Al-Umayyun, for example, the Umayyad dynasty or Abbasis or this and that to fall. And you will see some reason, some laws and rules always. If you do that, this is going to lead to destruction. وَلَا مَلْجَأَ مِنَ اللَّهِ إِلَّا إِلَيْهِ. We have no way to go, no place to resort to except for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If we want protection, we need to go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So these are the rules of Allah, and this is how He dealt with Thamud, Wa'ad, Fara'ina, the pharaohs, as He mentioned in the Quran, and other people that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He gave them power, they abused this power. Nasu yawm al-hisab. They forgot that there is a day of judgment. They will be brought to account, and that's what led to their destruction. Quoting the ayah from Surah Al-Ankabut, number 40, Allah Azza wa Jalla said, فَكُلًّا أَخَذْنَا بِذَنبِهِ. So each of these nations we seized, we punished because of their sin. They did not do right. They did not do what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted them to do. They broke the rule of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They made the sin. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala seized and punished them. Then He would say, فَمِنْهُمْ مَنْ أَرْسَلْنَا عَلَيْهِ حَاصِبًا. Amongst them were those upon whom we sent hasiba. And you know what is hasiba? A storm of stones. Awful punishment. That a storm, a violent storm or wind that would shower them with stones, like what happened to the people of Lut, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said elsewhere in the Quran. وَمِنْهُمْ مَنْ أَخَذَتْهُ الصَّيْحَةُ. Another nation, they were taken by a sayha, and you know what is a sayha? Is the blast from the sky. A blast came to them from the sky, this kind of awful punishment or awful cry, blast, and they will just completely, they were eradicated by this, like the people of Thamud and the people of Sayyidina Shu'aib. وَمِنْهُمْ مَنْ خَسَفْنَا بِهِ الْأَرْضَ. And from them, amongst them, were those whom we caused earth to swallow. Some nations, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just ordered the earth to swallow. We watch some videos nowadays and I don't want to say entertain them, but we watch them, the earth swallow a car, or sometimes houses, or sometimes, and we see it, but this is mentioned in the Quran. It could be a punishment from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It was a punishment from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to other people like Qarun. He is mentioned in the Bible also by the name of Korah. And Qarun, this tycoon, this man who got so much money. Problem is not that he got so much money. The problem is he abused this power, this financial power. And he was so arrogant, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala punished him because of that. وَمِنْهُمْ مَنْ أَغْرَقْنَا. And from them were people that we punished with, or we drowned, we caused them to drown. Like the people of Fir'aun, or Fir'aun and his people, his soldiers. It was not only Fir'aun, it was أَغْرَقْنَاهُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ. We drowned, we caused them all to drown. Anybody who is helping those who are doing wrong. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying in the Quran. The people of Sabah, فَأَرْسَلْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ سَيْلَ الْعَلِمِ. Allah sent the people of Shida in Yemen, Allah sent to them this flood, Sayyid al-Alim, huge, that destroyed their nation and their civilization. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us the example of all of these people in the Quran to just warn us, and He gave the reason in the beginning why they were destroyed. It's not because, وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ, Allah He wants to punish. Allah wants to punish. No, it's not because of that. It's because فَكُلًّا أَخَذْنَا بِذَنبِهِ. They did not go by the rules. There are rules. And Allah does not punish right away. He gives them, enough time, nation, year after year, entire time, good time to do good. When they fail to do good, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees them by whatever way, as He mentioned in this ayah. مِمَّا خَطِيئَاتِهِمْ. Talking about the people of Noah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it was mainly because of their sins, mistakes. أغرقناهم أو أغرقوا فأدخلوا نار. We drowned them, we caused them to drown, and then they will be taken in the hereafter to the hellfire. So it's mainly because of sin. فأغرقناهم في اليم. We caused them to drown. فأعرضوا فأرسلنا عليهم سيل العرم. Punishments for people because of them not doing the right thing. Because if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would leave them forever, then people would think that there's no way out, there's no God, there's no power ruling this world. But we see it happening. We see it happening. Nations rising, nation falling. Nations going up, nations going down. Why? We need to study the reasons that we are there. As Allah said, كُنْتُمْ خَيْرَ أُمَّةٍ. You Muslims, not us. Not us as individuals or places. Muslims. Whoever follows the manhaj, the way of Allah, they are the best of people, the best of nations. Sit out for people because of what they do, because of تَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَتَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنكَرِ. You stand for what's good. You say, you enforce, you implement, you stand always by the side of what's right. And تَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنكَرِ, you oppose and you forbid and you stand against that which is evil. فَسُنَّةُ اللَّهِ وَالْأَحْبَابِ لَا تُحَابِي أَحَدًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's rules, they don't favor somebody or some nation. They will apply. They will always apply. Yes, Allah promised Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that He would not send punishment that will completely eradicate Muslims from all over the world, like He did with the people of Ad and Thamud, as we read in the Quran. That's not going to happen in that scale, that Allah will just eradicate that simply because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not send another prophet. This is the last message and the last mission and the last, prophet. So we are there to do good. But if we, as Muslims, fail to stand for what's right, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala might punish some nation, some ummah, some country, but not that all of them will be punished in such a way like the people before us. So let's take lessons from people before us. Let's not just feel safe, we are good, and everything is okay, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is repeating it again and again in the Quran, as He said in Surah An-Nahl. Do you feel secure? Do you think you're good? You're just like, there. No, Allah said, أَفَأَمِنَ الَّذِينَ مَكَرُوا السَّيِّئَاتِ. If you're doing evil, if you're doing wrong, you have to really read this ayah. Then do these who have planned evil deeds feel secure? أَفَأَمِنَ الَّذِينَ مَكَرُوا السَّيِّئَاتِ أَمِنُوا مَاذَا أَنْ يَخْسِفَ اللَّهُ بِهِمُ الْأَرْضِ. Do they feel secure that Allah will not cause the earth to swallow them? Like He said in the other ayah, it happened to other people. Do they feel secure that Allah will not cause the earth to swallow them, or that the punishment will not come upon them from where they do not perceive? أَوْ يَأْتِيَهُمُ الْعَذَابُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَشْعُرُونَ, from wherever they do not expect. أَوْ يَأْخُذَهُمْ فِي تَقَلُّبِهِمْ, or that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will seize them, punish them, take them, while they're doing the usual affairs. Just one day, a tsunami might come. It happens. We see it. Not only in the Quran, we see it. 2004, oh my God, nation. Hundreds, was it how many? 600,000, I believe, was the number of people just eradicated. Entire villages and towns and cities, they were just swallowed into the ocean. Oh my God. Oh, it's just nature. Mother Nature is working. Well, think whatever you want to think, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in charge of Mother Nature and what have you. So Allah is warning us. I'm not saying that this was not, there is scientific facts behind it, and the plates under the ocean is working, but all of that is working by the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not that this plate at the bottom of the ocean decides to do this at this time in this scale. No, it doesn't work this way. It's only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who controls all of that. أَأَمِنْتُم مَّن فِي السَّمَاءِ أَن يَخْسِفَ بِكُمُ الْأَرْضِ. Do you feel secure that the one in the sky, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, might cause the earth to swallow you? أَمْ أَمِنْتُم مَّن فِي السَّمَاءِ أَن يُرْسِلَ عَلَيْكُمْ فَإِذَا هِيَ تَمُورُ. Or do you feel secure that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will send that kind of wind or blast or massive wind from the sky, possible, to take you? So again, let's not feel security in such a way that we are, Allah is the only one that if you fear Him, like everybody else, if you are afraid of him or her, you run from him. Everybody. If you fear, Donald Trump, for example, and his policies, you might run to Canada. Just a hypothetical thing. We're not going anywhere. If you fear this, you run from him, away from them. But Allah is the only one that when you really fear Him, it's a positive fear. You run to Him. لا ملجأ من الله إلا إليه. Because you know there's no way you are in His grip. You cannot escape it. So if Allah is warning and threatening you, then you go closer to Him because He is also the provider of ultimate peace and security that anybody could be looking at. He also said in Surah Al-A'raf, from ayah number 97 to ayah number 100. أَفَأَمِنَ أَهْلُ الْقُرَى. Do the people of towns and cities feel secure? Just feel secure? أَنْ يَأْتِيَهُمْ بَأْسُنَا بَيَاتًا. That our punishment, our power will be clear and shown to them and coming to them. بَيَاتًا وَهُمْ نَائِمُونَ. At night while they are asleep. أَوَأَمِنَ أَهْلُ الْقُرَى أَنْ يَأْتِيَهُمْ بَأْسُنَا ضُحًى وَهُمْ يَلْعَبُونَ. Or do they feel secure that this power and punishment will, come to them while they are in the daytime, beginning of the day? They are playing or they are going about their businesses. أَفَأَمِنُوا مَكْرَ اللَّهِ. Do they feel just secure from the plan of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? فَلَا يَأْمَنُ مَكْرَ اللَّهِ إِلَّا الْقَوْمُ الْخَاسِرُونَ. Nobody will just feel secure. Some of us might feel, Jannah is mine, it's just mine. Heaven is made for me and my people. That's what some people might think. I am definitely winning in the Day of Judgment. Why? Because I said so, because I believe so. No. If you have this problem, even if you're doing the best of actions, this by itself is one of the great sins. Al-amn min makr Allah. If you feel secure that, I'm good, everything is okay. No. That's one way of arrogance, or one sign of arrogance, and you don't want to do that. You have to always work until the finish line. Like somebody going to a race, and in themselves, it's has nothing to do with confidence. You be confident in everything. But if you just having inside of you, I am the winner. I am just winning it. In the negative way, you will actually lose. You will lose. But if you, talk to yourself, inshallah, I will win, do everything to win, have confidence, that's a different story. I'm not talking about this. May I ask the brothers, inshallah, to move forward? If you just move forward, please. أَوَلَمْ يَهْدِي فَلَا يَأْمَنُ مَكْرَ اللَّهِ إِلَّا الْقَوْمُ الْخَاسِرُونَ. Only the losers will feel that kind of security against the makr or the plan of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. أَوَلَمْ يَهْدِي لِلَّذِينَ يَرِثُونَ الْأَرْضَ مِنْ بَعْدِ أَهْلِهَا. Listen to this powerful ayah, please, brothers and sisters. أَوَلَمْ يَهْدِي للذين يرثون الأرض من بعد أهلها أن لو نشاء أصبناهم بذنوبهم ونطبع على قلوبهم فهم لا يسمعون. أولم يهدي يعني أولم يتبين لهم. Isn't it clear now for those who believe, or for those who inherited earth after the previous people who used to reside in it? Isn't it now clear for them from the actions, from what's happening? Now you are a nation after another nation that was there in the same place. Isn't it now clear that if Allah wills, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants, أَصَبْنَاهُمْ بِذُنُوبِهِمْ, that He will punish you because of your sins, like He did with other people. وَنَطْبَعُ عَلَىٰ قُلُوبِهِمْ, and cause your heart to be just sealed. فَهُمْ لَا يَسْمَعُونَ, you will not hear. No. Yani if Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the best human being to ever walk, if he is praying day and night, and if he is doing all good deeds and he is just in his heart, oh Allah, what are you going to do to me? This is the ibadah. If he is feeling that kind of, khawf min Allah, wajal, khashya, rahba min Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that he fears Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if that is his case, what about us then? And actually this kind of fear is the ultimate security. If you get there, you are secure, 100% secure, because if you feel Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as we mentioned, you will run towards Him. And once you run towards Him, you are protected and you are taken care of. قولوا قولي هذا واستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين الآثمين. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له رب العالمين، وأشهد أن سيدنا نبينا محمد عبده ورسوله الأمين. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. I'll give you a few more quotations about the same point I'm highlighting in here without much details. Allah Azza wa Jalla قال أفلم يهدي لهم كم أهلكنا قبلهم من القرون. Isn't it clear for them how many nations before them that we destroyed يمشون في مساكنهم, that they walk in the same places that they used to inhabit? إن في ذلك لآيات لأولي النهى. Indeed, there are so many signs, or there are signs for those of mind, for the people of mind. أولم يهد لهم كم أهلكنا من قبلهم من القرون يمشون في مساكنهم إن في ذلك لآيات أفلا يسمعون. Almost same ayah, same meaning, repeated in a different surah. أولم تكونوا أقسمتم من قبل ما لكم من زوال وسكنتم في مساكن الذين ظلموا. You live, you reside in places of other people who were removed before you. So take an example and take a lesson from that. وكم أهلكنا قبلهم من قرن هل تحس منهم من أحد أو تسمع لهم ركزا يعني لا ترى لهم جسم ولا تسمع لهم صوت. How many nations, how many people, individuals we destroyed and punished before because of their sins? Do you see them, or do you hear their voices? Only traces that sometimes we take it as an entertainment. It shouldn't be taken in the first place as an entertainment, but as a place to take lessons. You can entertain other aspects of entertainment, but those things are there too. As Allah said in many ayat, this is one of them, is to reflect and to think of what happened to them. أولم يروا كم أهلكنا من قبلهم من قرن مكناهم في الأرض ما لم نمكن لكم وأرسلنا السماء عليهم مدرارا. يعني didn't they look how strong were those nations that we destroyed before, how strong they were, and we established them on earth, and we sent a lot of abundant rizq on them from the sky, provisions. They had all means to do everything. وَجَعَلْنَا الْأَنْهَارَ تَجْرِي مِنْ تَحْتِهِمْ. Rivers were flowing under them, nations and nations before us. فَأَهْلَكْنَاهُمْ بِذُنُوبِهِمْ. And then we destroyed them because of their sins. وَأَنْشَأْنَا مِنْ بَعْدِهِمْ قَرْنًا أَوْ قَرْنًا آخَرِينَ. And we established, we brought another nation after them. آيات after آيات. فأصبحوا لا يرى إلا مساكنهم كذلك نجزي القوم المجرمين. In a different surah, Allah said, now you look at so many people that you read in history, what's remaining and what's left from them is only the places that they used to live in. The Mayan civilization, the ancient Egyptian, Chinese, what have you, what's remaining from them? Now we need to listen. If they do good, we follow and we take lessons and we do good like them. If they do bad, we need to be, warned from what they did bad and how they were punished. وَكَذَّبَ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ. The ayah first in Surah Al-Ahqaf, Allah said, وَلَقَدْ مَكَّنَّاهُمْ فِي مَا إِن مَكَّنَّاكُمْ فِي وَجَعَلْنَا لَهُمْ سَمْعًا. We establish them in earth like we established them. We give them hearing, وَأَبْصَارًا وَأَفْئِدَةً. We give them hearing, eyesight, and hearts. Why do you think Allah is giving us these things? Enjoy them and use them, but do not abuse them. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, we give them all of these now. If any little thing happened to my eye and your eye, la qaddar Allah, may Allah forbid, you're ready to spend all of your money. You're ready to do whatever it takes to retain and restore your health and your power and your faculties and what have you. So ni'am from Allah, blessings from Allah, let's use them the right way, because these are amanat and trusts, as I discussed a couple of khutbahs ago, that will be questioned about. And here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that وَلَقَدْ كَذَّبَ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ فَكَيْفَ كَانَ نَكِيرٌ فَكَأَيٍّ مِّنْ قَرْيَةٍ أَهْلَكْنَاهَا وَهِيَ ظَالِمَةٌ. So many other ayat that if you want I can share it with you. Many ayat in the Quran will go about the same meaning. Look back in history, take lessons from history. Don't do bad like people before you. Do good like people before you. These are the lessons that we need to learn. So, one way, or one more point is the responsibility is not only on those who do bad and those who do evil. The responsibility is everybody's. We live in a community, we live in a society, we are good, we are in good shape. I am in good shape as an individual. If that's what you're thinking, if that's what I'm thinking, I should be good. No, that works for the hereafter. For the hereafter, you should be good. But for here, and the rules of punishing a nation or an ummah, Allah said, وَاتَّقُوا فِتْنَةً لَا تُصِيبَنَّ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا مِنْكُمْ خَاصَّةً. Beware of a fitna or a punishment that it would not come only to those who do wrong, only for those who wrong. No, it will come to everybody. So if we allow wrongdoings, if we allow bad things, evil, to just grow and spread, then we are part of the spread of it, and we will be punished according to this ayah. وَتِلْكَ الْقُرَى أَهْلَكْنَاهُمْ لَمَّا ظَلَمُوا. One of the greatest reasons of punishment for any ummah is dhulm, injustice. As many ayat also in the Quran, وَكَذَلِكَ أَخْذُ رَبِّكَ إِذَا أَخَذَ الْقُرَى وَهِيَ ظَالِمَةٌ. Because of injustice that Allah may punish. And because of reforming and doing good, Allah would say it. وَمَا كَانَ رَبُّكَ لِيُهْلِكَ الْقُرَى بِظُلْمٍ وَأَهْلُهَا مُصْلِحُونَ. If some people are doing wrong, but still the majority of people are muslihun, reforming, then Allah would not destroy this ummah. So let's, ayyuhal ahbab, stand for what's right. Everybody at his capacity. At his capacity. You stand for what's right with your own self and faculties. How do you use them? Do you abuse them with your children and family? Stand for what's right. Let's put aside al-hawa and desire. That's what I want my family to do and my kids to do because I want it. No. Stand for what's right. Be justice. Be just and implement justice with yourself, with your family, with your friends, and then stand for what's right and what's just for everybody around you. Now you'll be a muslih, and you will be a way why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would save a nation, and you will be a person or a reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would not punish a nation because of this, according to this ayah, because of you standing for what's right. And Allah and Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, إِنَّ اللَّهَ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ لَا يُعَذِّبُ الْعَامَّةَ بِعَمَلِ الْخَاصِ. Hadith from the Prophet, he said, Allah would not punish the masses because of the action of some, حتى يروا المنكر بين ظهرانيهم وهم قادرون على أن ينكروه فلا ينكروه. Until Allah would not punish the few or the masses because of the action of the few, the evil few, until something would happen. What is it? Until they, the masses, would see evil amongst them growing, and they are capable of standing against it, but they don't. They do not stand against it. They do not. فلا ينكروه. فإذا فعلوا ذلك, if they do that, عذر الله الخاصة والعامة. Allah would send punishment against the few and the masses, everybody. So again, that hadith and others and other hadith would see us, would tell us how important is it to stand for what is right from the bottom up, not just the big matters. No, stand for whatever is good. From those social experiments that we see, I was watching the other day, and somebody was working as a clerk or in the cashier. And he has the syndrome, the Downs, whatever they call them, syndrome. And everybody, social experiment, making fun of him. They're making fun and asking other people, seeing how the reaction of other people. Actually, it was some of them, they said, no, you can't do that, this is not right. He might be having a special situation, but he has right to live and work. Some people did it, but actually many people, they were silent. They were silent. They said, oh yeah, he's so slow. Look at it, how slow he is. He's taking more time to, put things in the back. This is another example in here. If you see this happening in front of you, if you remain silent, it will be a reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may punish this ummah. It doesn't have to be like, talking about the highest authorities. No, you stand for what's right at the lowest level up. As much as you can. You can talk in this situation. Why don't you talk? You can talk. So we see, if you see any evil, make sure in the right way. نَأْمُرْ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ بِمَعْرُوفِ. We establish what's good in a good way. And we stand against what's wrong, not in the wrong way, also in the right way. One of the reasons also why Allah might punish the riba is the way we deal with one another, financial deals. Read it in the Quran. A war from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala against people who deal with the riba and usury that's taken over so many of our transactions nowadays. The reason, or the solution for that, if the main reason, as we are discussing and arguing, is ma'asi and dhunub, acts of disobedience, let's come back to Allah. Nubadir bil-tawbah, let's erase that. The magic eraser, as they call it, is a tawbah for dhunub, for sins. It's to come back to Allah, repent. And ask, لَوْلَا تَسْتَغْفِرُونَ اللَّهَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُرْحَمُونَ. If only you ask forgiveness, come back to Allah and ask Allah to forgive you, that you may be given rahmah, that you may be shown mercy. So let's come back. Problem is not Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala testing us in dhunub, in sins. No, this is not the problem. Actually, if you think you will not be tested, you will not fall into the sin, there's a problem. Allah will replace this one and bring another. You will be tested. You will fall in sin. But the real test is, how would you stand up afterwards? Would you be resilient and be back in your feet and come back to Allah and fix it? By tawbah, by asking forgiveness. وَمَا كَانَ اللَّهُ لِيُعَذِّبَهُمْ وَهُمْ يَسْتَغْفِرُونَ. Allah will never punish them while you are Muhammad with them, and Allah will not punish them while they are constantly asking forgiveness. So let's always come back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and let's always, not saying all of that to say it's gloomy. No, it's not gloomy. There is goodness. And also one of the ways, if you see something good, spread it. Talk about it. make it, magnify it, make it bigger. That's one way to spread goodness. Not the other way around. Don't post things in your Facebook, oh, look, this is bad. You are actually spreading what's evil. You are suggesting ways to do evil. No, don't be in that vicious circle. Talk against things, yes, but don't be part of spreading bad things. Be instead part of spreading good things coming from anybody. Praise your kids if they say something good, if they do something good. Praise anybody in the community, your friends, for saying or doing something good. This is another way to magnify the good things. أقول قولي هذا وأسأل الله العلي العظيم في هذه الساعة أن يختم لنا بخير. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make our deeds and actions always good. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the power and strength to make tawbah and repent to Him and correct our bad deeds. Allahumma ameen. اللهم لا تعذبنا ولا تؤاخذنا بما فعل السفهاء منا يا رب العالمين. اللهم استخدمنا مفاتيح للخير مغاليق للشر أكرم الأكرمين. Use us for the best of ourselves, our families, our communities, our nation, and the entire humanity ya Rabb al-Alameen. Oh Allah, make us keys of goodness, make us locks for evil things ya Rabb al-Alameen. Make us always talk and stand for what is right. Make us always talk and act against what's evil. Allahumma ameen. Allahumma اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات إنك يا مولانا سميع قريب مجيب الدعوات. عباد الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. Final reminder, inshallah, for potluck dinner. We're expecting some fellow Christian to join us for the monthly dinner, inshallah. So please come over. It's going to be in the gym right after Salat al-Maghrib. We'll pray Maghrib at 5:45 here in the masjid, and then we'll walk there, inshallah. Bring your kids and come over and enjoy the meal.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
استقيموا واستووا straight in the line. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب. اللهم سمع الله لمن حمده. الله 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 بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. عسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. الله سمع الله لمن حمده. الله 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 الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. I just need 2 minutes, inshallah.